Greetings, and welcome back to Spyro the Dragon! My name is Dr. Slavic, but you can call me M. Last time, we finished up all the rest of the levels in the Magic Crafter's world. We did a pretty good job. This time we're going into the Beast Makers. Also, if you ever talk to a balloonist after talking to him, you can go to any level. You don't have to, like, weave your way back through balloonists or anything. They're pretty lax about it. So we're going to the Beast Makers. And Beast Makers is usually the world that people are going to point at if they're talking about why they don't like Spyro the Dragon, or don't like it as much as the other games. And it's kind of understandable. There is a lot of bullshit in Beast Makers. There's a lot of enemies that are not fun to deal with. There's a lot of level mechanics that are not fun to deal with. I, on the other hand, love Beast Makers. I share those frustrations, but I like the level. And the levels within the level. The only thing that I am sad about, we could just see the balloonist in the corner of the screen there for a second. That was weird. In the original, they hit a lot of things using fog, I assume for the render distance. We have these awful swamp chickens. And this whole area is not foggy. I kind of missed the fog. It added a lot to the atmosphere, I think, and it made a lot of the enemies a little legitimately spookier when they would come soaring out of the smoke, the air smoke. So yeah, Beast Makers is like a spooky swamp through and through, which is a fun idea for a level. A lot of the colorful platformers, like Mario, I guess, is mostly what I'm talking about, do not utilize that kind of aesthetic. But it also is combined with a mad scientist feel, because we have these Norks rocking and rolling, and they are using electricity, as maybe someone will tell us. First, let's grab these gems before I lose them at the beginning of the level and freak the fuck out like I do every single world, it feels like. Alright. Yeah, Beast Makers is... it's a cool level to look at. Swamps are neat. Alright. What do you got for us, Bruno?
Nasty Nork is turning our swamp into an electrified junk heap. And it used to be so beautiful.
I'm sure it was.
I guess that's a pretty good delivery on Spyro's part. Yeah, so we got a bunch of Cajun dragons here. Very southern. I do declare. Another accent for me to do my intros and outros for? Oh, perish the thought. Alright, I'm gonna talk like normal, and I'm gonna fall into the swamp. Alright, where is the chicken? Thank you. Hey, give me that. This is probably the most dangerous of all the homeworlds, because there's a lot of platforming that you have to do just for basic navigation, not just to get treasure. And I also find it can be tricky to remember where all the levels are, so we'll do our best. We've got these feral hogs. They're a lot spookier looking in the original, I think, especially because they are literally just coming out of the fog like nobody's business, and nobody wants a warthog coming out of them through the fog. They also probably aren't warthogs, they're probably just literally feral hogs because warthogs don't live in swamps. But maybe they're just wrong. Down here we have a well we can go down. Don't try and do that with all the... Jesus Christ, that looked really bad. You can start to see that the development got a little late after the first few worlds, and that's going to be very true when we look at the other games in the Reignited trilogy, especially Year of the Dragon, but I think it's fine, because I have no nerds. Alright, if we go down this well, we have Wild Flight, so immediately we have our flight level, hidden by... oh, we can go in this water, how nice, how generous of them. Yeah, it's hidden by a well, which we've already seen before. They kind of tried to treat the flight levels like they were secret. I don't know what the point was. But maybe, explain it.
Spyro, it's great to see you, but I gotta go.
Okay, bye, Cletus. Thanks for the hint. Normally, Spyro is the person who's leaving the other dragons behind. I like the change of, I don't want to talk to this kid. I got to go. Alright, what you got for me, piggy? I mean, I say that they're wild boars and not warthogs, but they're very clearly just warthogs. And like, Beast Makers is a fine world. I can understand being frustrated by it, especially the original. when you can't see anything and it's the original. I don't know why the original would be worse. Treetops! We will get to you. We will get to you. One of the most infamous levels in this game is Treetops. And for good reason. Well, I wouldn't say it's a good reason. That chicken spooked me, thought it was an enemy. All chickens are enemies if you really think about it. Alright, grab another life. That one's just sitting out. We need to get a key. That would have been so satisfying if I hit all those. Alas. So yeah, you gotta watch out, make sure you don't get zappified. And they do some fun platforming, and by fun I mean stressful platforming with these guys. It's not so bad in the homeworld, but spoiler, we're gonna see... Oh, here we go. They'll put them in long stretches, so you'll get very little time to think before you have to run. I don't know why I emphasize run so much, but you got to run. I'm slowly losing my mind. Let's talk to this balloonist.
I feel so sorry for all the dragons still trapped in Crystal.
Don't we all, Cray? Don't we all?
Maybe once you've rescued 50 dragons, I'll feel a little better.
So he doesn't like... He just feels bad, and he doesn't want to fly. It's not even like he knows it's the right thing or anything. He just feels bad. Boo-hoo. Also, once you come up here, you get a whirlwind, so you don't have to go through all that again. Very nice. Very nice. You have to climb this pyramid. And over there, as you can see, is a little secret. And up there is not a little secret. That's someone's door. This is a house. Look at the angry eyes on that door. What? That is such a weird detail. Maybe that door is somewhere else and they just reused it, but if that's the only place that that door exists... I mean, it's over here, too. Oh, that one's scared. But why? Why bother modeling that? That's so funny. Oh, here we go, and there's an angry one. Yeah, okay, I get it. So it's just this pyramid. I'm not going to complain about them going all out with how they decorated the locales. I do think it's funny, though. There's some tree stumps here that can be a little tricky. Especially without that generous glide option that they gave Spyro in the original. Man, those... Uh-oh. Alright. Oopsie doopsie. Yeah, there's faces all over this place. That's a fun detail I didn't notice on my first time through. That is Metalhead. He is the boss of the world, but we won't be getting there for a while. We're gonna pop that bad boy open and grab our gushers. And head on... Yep, we got all the dragons and all the gems. Perfect. Alright, hop over these roots. Swamps are really cool in real life. They get a bad rep for being spooky, but like... a lot of still water, alligators, mosquitoes. Okay, so they are pretty bad in real life too. But! Mangroves are awesome. Mangroves are cool. Swamps are kind of lame. Mangroves rock. All those tree brutes just sticking out of the water doing their own thing. Enormous freshwater fish that have no reason to exist, but they will eat you if you go in. Awesome. Love that. Gotta get me a giant catfish. Alright, the first world of the Beast Makers is Terrace Village. Terrorist Village. So I will say, I am glad that I think that how I've changed how I do my recording and editing has made me a lot more receptive to wanting to do recording frequently. Because I have done recording so much faster than I did for Monkey Ball. But when I only have to do is press one record button, and I can go through and just edit like one single audio and video track instead of having to splice things together unless I want to do something special. It makes it a lot more, I don't know, approachable, if that makes any sense to you. I like that we have like a swamp aurora. It's not a real thing in real life, I don't think, but it does look really fucking sick, so I can appreciate that. Alright, then we have these heavy metal Norks. Big old boys. I don't remember if they have a projectile attack. Let's find out. No, he's just gonna laugh. He's chill. That is a big cattle prod. Alright, thought that was a gem. It was just a window. Then we have those guys. Pretty much every level in this world has something that is irritating. And then for this one, it's those little metal tank guys. Because they just rapid fire their shots, as you can see. Also, the enemies in here really hate fodder in this world. And also chests. I don't understand the enemy behavior in this world. It's still interesting. going back to me gushing about the game again, they do not ever let up with the enemies having interesting behavior in this game. Every single time they introduce a new enemy, they try to make it memorable with how it behaves, and they do an excellent job with that. I appreciate it. Got another one of these guys, and yeah, you can see that can be an annoying attack, especially if you're just trying to deal with multiple of them, i.e. this room. You already saw how bad I was doing with the electricity with the wizards in the last world, so having them be metal tanks, not much better. Thankfully, Terrace Village is probably the easiest, not probably, is absolutely the easiest of all the worlds in the Beastmakers. So I'm not too worried about this. As you can see, we're doing pretty good. I don't think we've taken a hit. I may have taken a hit and gotten a chicken. It's hard to remember. Whoa, and that was some pop-in. That was some aggressive pop-in. I don't know why those were so hard to render beforehand, but it's fine. It's not that big of a deal. This is a shortcut to go back towards the beginning of where we just were. One thing that I'm trying to work on, in terms of my commentary, which is relevant because I just happened, is I'm trying to keep myself from, like, becoming very quiet at the end of a sentence and trailing off. I'm trying to make sure that I end every sentence vocally loud. Also working on that and like thing because that is occurring frequently, but when you're trying to come up with commentary on the fly, it's tricky and you tend to stall out your speech. I've obviously taken speech classes and I do better when I'm more prepared, so I've considered writing down notes.
Watch out, Spyro. The Norks in these pods have discovered the power of electricity, and it really stings.
It really stings. Then the other problem with commentary is being distracted by stuff, and in a game like, in like a video game, rather, it's very easy to get distracted and have to... God, what the heck? Okay, there we go. It's easy to get distracted, and then you have to stall while you try and figure out what you're trying to say. It's just excuses I'm giving myself for... God damn it, see what I mean about these being annoying? Because I couldn't charge through that corpse. Ergo, I had to eat those hits. Maybe my dodge roll would have helped. Haven't seen that in a while, have you? That's right, it still exists. So stalling for time as you work on processing what just happened, I think that's part of the problem. I'm not going to blame it all on that. It's also just inexperience in terms of I haven't actually recorded that many Let's Play videos, regardless of the fact that I've done this for, 8 years now. 8 years is when I started Spyro 1 the first time. That is baffling. This is 8 years after I tried to do it before. An important thing to note is when you kill them, their electricity does not go away. So you can't just glide over and hit them and hope to be fine because you won't. I'm gonna grab these gems. A chicken. Perfect. Give me that. The thing about Sparks not grabbing gems while you're jumping is a little irritating. Yeah, we're up to 30 lives. If you're a freak and have been paying attention to my life count and notice any incongruent... I butchered that word. We're gonna talk to Cypern while I figure out how to say it.
Tell all the dragons about your amazing adventures.
Sure, but what I'd really like to do is get out of this swamp.
What a sexy dragon. Anyways, if you've noticed any incongruity with my life count between episodes, it's because when I do a long recording session where I record multiple episodes in a row, while I wait for each episode to render after recording, I tend to just run around the homeworld and kill as much fodder and enemies as I can, so I develop more lives. I develop them. That was a weird way to phrase that. So I end up gaining more lives between episodes just because I'm waiting to start recording my next one. I hope nobody minds. I don't think it's really cheating. This is not a hard game, and even if I didn't quote-unquote grind for lives, I would be fine. I am confident in saying that. Alright, there's a little side path down here. Don't want to miss those gems because they will make me pull my hair out. Perfect. There's a lot of diverging paths in the Beastmakers worlds, and that is probably where a lot of people's frustration goes in, especially because it can be really easy to die. So just be careful, is all the advice I can give. And as you can see, that's what happens when you get electrocuted. And that was a long path to get to him, so you have to be pretty perfect, or if you're like me, you just tank the hit and not care. Gonna hop down here. What does that say? No skydiving. Alright. What a pointless sign. I love it. Who looks at this and says, you know what would be a good sign? No skydiving. I assume that's what this one says over here. This is clearly the gameplay that matters and not collecting gems and stuff. No skydiving. And also that was a fish. Oh. Oh, there's fish. Or apples? Wait. Is that a fish? What was that lily pad doing? Okay, that is a fish. It looked like an apple for a second. I don't think you were meant to stare at the water that long. I hope everyone enjoyed that thrilling gameplay. We're gonna climb back up these hooftops. Hooftops? Rooftops. Alright. Now you gotta be careful. This is where we combine all of our knowledge of gliding and the electricity so that we don't get blasted. I really want to say that those big guys fired a shot of electricity. They clearly don't, but I want to say in the original they did. Because I thought they were more tricky to navigate. I'm probably wrong. I don't have a perfect memory. I don't even have a perfect awareness of what's happening to me at all times. As you can see, we've reached the end of the level. Usually there's a dragon at the end of the level. In this case, there ain't. I don't know why that's so relevant, but it kind of is. Now what do we do? What do we do? Go up this whirlwind. And then instead of gliding over there, we are going to head onto this roof. Little green gem for us. A little spinny platform to grab. And some stairs. These stairs are well hidden, no matter how many glowing faces they have on them. So I guess this is sort of both a combination of like southern United States swamp mixed with like Central American architecture, and that was awesome. I'm proud of me for that. I don't believe there's any whirlwind shortcuts. Ooh, just choked. I don't believe there's any whirlwind shortcuts back up, so if you fall off, you're gonna have to do all the platform again, which can be irritating. So try to avoid doing that. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's a whirlwind back up. So let's head back over. That was a dangerous game to play. Still made it. So we're gonna climb these spooky stairs. And yeah, Terrace. I tried to say terrorist, but then I was like, no, I don't need to say that. But then I tried to say it anyways. It's a fine level. It's not too difficult. Unless you really don't know what you're supposed to do. Like I don't. Okay. Another one of those leaps of faith onto this roof with some gems. And over here. And we're gonna see some familiar, I almost said faces, they're not really faces, some familiar missiles. More fireworks for those lockboxes that we saw down there earlier that I didn't acknowledge because I'm developing as a commentator. And yet I've acknowledged them now. How far are we fallen? Also, there's this little nook. Wow. They do not want him on screen. Alright. Glad I came up there because I definitely wouldn't have seen them. Hopefully. Hello? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I see. Hold on, I see. There's 3 fireworks, and there was a lockbox that we never saw, so I should have acknowledged those. Alas, this is why you practice before playing, but honestly, in a game like Spyro, it's not that hard to realize what's gone wrong. So we're gonna hop down here. Glide back over here to the spooky stair. Oh, fuck. Alright. God, that looks so good. I really don't know why they chose to use Aurora for this skybox, but it is fascinating to look at. Love the skyboxes in this game. There's so much to talk about with them. Well, not really so much, but just they look cool. How often have you ever seen a swamp with a goddamn Aurora around it? Never. No one's ever seen that. Get out of here. You're lying if you have, or you've played this game. Whatever. Forget about it. Alright. Let's try this again. What? Oh, the spooky stairs! I forgot about the spooky stairs. Alright. Don't forget to climb the spooky stairs. They look like they're straight out of Little Big Planet. Then we can make that glide. I really don't know why I didn't realize I wasn't going to make that. The fire in those torches looks not very good. Also, we missed this red gem, which is also not very good. So where, oh where, is that 3rd firework? Is it over here? No. Huh. Can I glide back over here? No. Huh. Before I head back there and cut away, I'm gonna take a look and see if I can't figure out where this little dude is. Not seeing it. Not seeing it. Alright, I'll cut away until I find that firework. Aha! The little sneaky boy's on the ground. I thought there was one on the ground, but I couldn't find it. See if we can get hit by this. Awesome. Immortal. Spyro the Unconquerable. 11 gems? What? What? Oh boy. And here I thought this was going to be the end of the level. Okay. See if I can't find these 11 gems. Down here in the swamp. The dragon swamp. Beginning again. How can this be? Aha! Wow, how did I miss that? That is a lot to miss. Yeah, here we go. This has to be it. I have no idea how I missed so many gems. That was so blatantly right there. Sometimes it'd be like that in Spyro. Especially if you take shortcuts and you forget to go back and... Oh, hi! You waved. That's so fun. It's not that fun. Anyways, we're gonna go to the end of the level. This recording is also probably gonna be on the bit of the short side, but I can't really fit another level in. So I think this episode is just going to be a nice, chill, short one, which will be nice. I can get my controller charging while I start doing some editing, some rendering. I think Spyro the Dragon is a great choice for me really hammering down on how I do Let's Plays and practicing, because it's a game that I can play very much by second nature, because it's ingrained into video games for me. It's just part of my hands now. Both those sentences meant nothing, but I'm going to stick with them. Ooh, my back does hurt, though. So I don't have to worry about, like, trying to become good at a game at the same time while I'm learning how to commentate and stuff. It comes second nature, so I can learn when's a good time to cut. I can learn how to keep a stream of thought going. Still working on that one. Make sure I can keep the energy high, figure out what bits are fun, stuff like that. So I think Spyro is a good choice, especially because it is one of my favorite games of all time, so I'm happy to play it for YouTube in full and not on a handheld camcorder. Camcorder was a strong word. It was a digital camera that I was borrowing from my friend and then broke. Don't tell him. I don't think he watches my stuff anymore. We don't get along very well. Anyways, I thank you for listening to my rambling on this episode. If you liked it, leave a misty like, leave a boggy subscription, and leave a swampy comment. This bit is not getting funnier the more I do it. Anyways, thanks for watching. Bye!